Welcome back, everybody, to another Eat Like a Man. Today, Eat Like a Man, we're going to be doing pork stew and smashed taters.
What's taters, precious?
Potatoes. Today we're going to start with rendered bacon fat and pork fat. Ooh. Making some noise. I didn't have it on the trivet right. I'm going to put that much. Now I've got my heat on high, as you can see. I can let my rendered fat start to boil up there some. In the meantime, what I've done is I've chopped up an entire pork loin. I don't know how much, it's about that much. Just cut it up in roughly 2-inch cubes. Cup or so of flour-ish. Black pepper, salt. I didn't use the sea salt, used plain old iodized salt because it's going in a flour mix. And then I just dumped it in there and breaded it all up. So when this gets to boiling, I can bit by bit throw it in there, fry it up. Gonna go ahead and start dumping in some pork here. Bit by bit. Just expecting more sizzle. This fire is really hot. Ouch. I don't want the sizzle on me. I'm gonna keep dumping that in there. It's gonna take 3 or 4 batches to get this done. Not a biggie. Doughy. I was expecting a lot more sizzle. I'm going to go ahead and pull the last of that off. This took a really long time. I don't know what the deal is with my fire today. It's just not making heat like it should. Who knows? It's all about that airflow. Maybe I just don't have the airflow. On to the next step. Next bit, butter, but yay much. I'll let that melt, and this ought to get some of the burnt crunchy bits off the bottom of my pot here. Melty. To my butter, I have added 2 chopped up white onions. I'm going to cook those until they soften and start to go translucent. To the onion, I'm going to add some garlic. I forgot to pick up garlic. I like using fresh garlic. I don't have any, so I'm going to use some of this. It'll do. I mean, yeah, it'll do. I forgot to bring a fork. Use about that, and that's way too much. Oh well. It's gonna be some garlicky stew. Good thing I like garlic. I'm gonna add about that much garlic. I'm gonna cook that up a little bit. To that, I'm gonna add some caraway seed. Caraway seed is what gives sausage its unique little bite. I'm gonna put about that much. That should do it. Gonna let that cook for a bit. Then I'm going to add the secret ingredient. Maybe you already know what it is, maybe you don't. Alright, I reckon that's plenty for the onion and the garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and add about that much flour. It's already got salt and pepper in it, so I don't need to add any more, I don't think. Stir that in real good. That got thick quick. Steamed up my lens. Let all the excess liquid soak up. Then I'm going to pour my secret ingredient. And this right here, focus, is a secret ingredient. I'm going to take this Appears to be mostly foam. Oof. I like cooking with the stuff for stews and chilies and stuff like that. Don't know about drinking it though. Ugh. Gonna make this into a nice gravy. Nice base for my stew. We'll go from there. Now that that's looking nice and gravy-like, I'm gonna go ahead and dump in carrots. Claims to be a pound. I'm gonna dump roughly the same amount. Celery. Might be a little more. Gonna mixy mash that in there real good. Then I'm gonna take this big old chunk of pork and dump that in there. I'm gonna need both hands to stir this up. Last little bit we're gonna add. Got some chopped up parsley. That's gonna go in there. Then I'm gonna put in some aceto balsamic Eco Medino balsamic vinegar of Medino. This stuff was on sale or cheap or something. Is the only reason I got it. I'm gonna add it and see what happens. I'm gonna put about that much. Then I'm gonna top it off with chicken stock. A lot of people use broth, I use stock. Could be what it be. And that ought to do it. Gonna mush this up, stir it up, get it hot. Ooh, that smells good. I like the balsamic vinegar. Don't use it often enough, I don't think. Just gonna mush that in there. Then I might build a small fire on top, because I don't know what this sucker's deal is. The iron might be soaking up too much heat. I'm gonna throw some coals on top. Anyway, you might be asking yourself, now, where is the smashed tater and the smashed tater part of this? Well, let me show you something. Right in there. Now, if you're cooking for more than just one person, you can make room for more taters. But I don't need to cook for more than one person. I only need enough for one person. So I've only made room for one tater. And that's where my smashed tater is going to be cooking up. I'm going to let this set for about an hour and a half. Then we're going to go from there. This has been bubbling away merrily for about an hour. My potato is under there cooking nicely. For the last half hour or so, I'm going to dump in an entire cabbage. Cut up into roughly 1-inch chunks. Roughly. Ish. Stir it in there real good. Then I'm going to put the lid back on it. I'm not even going to look at it for another 30 minutes. At that point, this should be done. And that big old pot of food, dinner tonight and lunch for the next week. For the last little bit, I'm going to leave this cocked over to one side so some steamy, vapory things can come out. It's not quite as thick as I want it to be, and I'm going to solve that problem by letting some of the steam out. I'm realizing that I had my shirt on backwards for a good bit of this video. Don't know how I manage that. I'm usually really OCD about how shirts fit. Weird. Anyway. This has been on here for about 2 hours. Cabbage has been in there for 30 minutes or so. That's looking pretty yummy. Now the question you might be asking yourself is, where's the smashed in the smashed taters? Well, I'll show you. Ow, hot. Let's get this bad boy out of here. Steamy. I'm just going to fillet him open about like that. And I'm going to smash the heck out of him. Smashed tater. Then I'm going to come over here. I need both hands. Oh well. That ought to do it. That is pork stew over smashed taters. That's all there is for today. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.